life, the bright lights, the type the crowd likes. Where you at, ballers? Ladies love me and men, they wanna be me, they pay to come see me. Where you at, ballers?
Timberwolves at Nets, 7:30 p.m. Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York. NBA shot clock, top total of the day. We're taking the under in this game at 218, and let's talk about it. Minnesota comes in here on a 3rd and 4 road back-to-back off a game at Washington in which they attempted 100 field goal attempts due to a lack of defensive quality and a high pace from Washington. Now they come into Brooklyn, a Brooklyn team that plays to a bottom third pace and a very low field goal percentage. Go back to last year, a game between Brooklyn and Minnesota went over in Minnesota, albeit in overtime on March 10th. They came back to Barclays on April 4th, and not coincidentally, the game went under, 107-102. The line in that particular game was 229, and books are moving this down 10 points, telling us a similar game flow will come tonight. We love this spot, expecting 210 points or less in a real slowdown rock fight with top defensive quality from the Wolves. Buy this tonight, under 218, and let's dominate.
What's going on, beautiful people? Junior Browne back with NBA Shot Clock on this Thursday, January 25th with more free picks. So let's get right into it with the Utah team total over 126.5. Love this play. It's a really sharp number, though. The reason I love this play is the situation itself. But let's take a deeper look at Utah. Last 10 games, averaging 126 points a game. If you want to take a bigger sample size, because small sample size will always lead you in the wrong direction, a bigger sample size shows me in the last month, which is 16 games, still averaging 126 points a game. So their offense is reliable as can be in the league, the best in the league at the moment. Now, I'm also big on quality of wins and quality of losses. So they're 6-4 in their last 10, which is still good, but who have they lost to? Houston Rockets, up-and-coming team. New Orleans Pelicans, top 10 team. Oklahoma City Thunder, top 5 team, record-wise. They've beaten the 76ers, top 5 team record-wise. They've beaten the defending champions, who have 30 wins. And the Milwaukee Bucks, they might have some turmoil going on, but guess what? They got 30 wins too. They're a top 5 team record-wise. So these guys are not just scoring 126 points a game. They're scoring 126 points a game against the best teams in the league. So I believe when they play one of the worst teams in the league, which is exactly what the Wizards are, they're going to get to that number. And by the way, the Wizards are in the second game of a back-to-back. They've played 7 other times in this situation. Guess how much they give up? 126 points a game. So the number's mad sharp, but I trust this Utah offense because of who they've done their work against. Give me Utah team total over 126.5. Let's cash this ticket, y'all.
76ers at Pacers, NBA shot clock, play number 2, 7 o'clock, Gainbridge Fieldhouse. We're taking the Pacers at home, +5, 1 unit. Tonight's opponent, the Sixers, come in off a non-cover at home against the Spurs. Joel Embiid set a franchise record for points with 70, but the rest of the team did very little. This team is on a dub 6 straight up, 0-2 last 2 ATS, cratering to a bottom out point and potentially an outright loss. The schedule spot is absolutely horrendous for the Sixers tonight. Off that home game against Wemby on national TV, they get a game at Indiana before going to Denver to face the champs on national TV and commence a 4-game Western trip. Indiana themselves are 1-5 straight up last 6, mostly without star player Tyrese Halliburton. However, I think Indiana is trending up to a win, the polar opposite movement of the Sixers. Go back to their last 2 games, a real tight one at Phoenix, 117-110, and an excruciating loss against the champs, 114-109 the other night at home. Speaking of at home, Indiana staying at home off a prior outright loss in their own gym are 4-0 ATS. Indiana did beat Philadelphia on November 14th. This line is short, suggesting a game inside of 5 points, Buy this one tonight. Indiana +5 could get an outright victory. Love it and buy it, and let's dominate this play.
What's going on, y'all? Junior Brown back with my second pick on this Thursday, January 25th. For NBA Shot Clock, we're taking the under 224.5 Celtics Heat. A lot of reasons for this. I understand that the Celtics hate the Heat, gonna want to come here and blow them out, but that's not how things work. The Heat's defense has been elite last 10 games. They're only allowed 107 points per game, which would be tied for first with Minnesota, who right now are allowing 107.8 a game. So Miami's defense is not the problem. The problem is the offense. Their offense has failed to score 100 points in 6 out of the last 10 games. The totals in their last 10 games have been at an average of 209.6. 224.5 is just way too much. I do understand the Celtics element where they might come in and just try to embarrass Miami because they can't stand them, because Miami did them dirty in the playoffs last year, sending their asses home in 7 games. But again, that's not how things work. Miami's defense has been solid. And I believe that against one of their biggest rivals at home, with Terry Rozier in the lineup with a little more juice in the building, they'll be fine. They'll hold Boston to a reasonable number that'll help us get under this 224.5, which is my second play for y'all. Let's cash this ticket.
Nuggets at Knicks. Big time basketball on a Thursday. It is NBA Shot Clock. Another top play on the Knicks +1.5. Since the acquisition of OG Anunoby, the Knicks are playing great ball on both ends. 10-2 straight up, 9-3 ATS. Have faced the West 3 times at the Garden since the acquisition. Probably not coincidentally, 3-0 straight up and 3-0 ATS. Tonight's opponent, Denver, comes into the game in a brutal calendar spot. 5th game of an Eastern trip. Started the trip with huge efforts at Philadelphia and gave Boston their first outright home loss of the year before noticeably showing a lack of energy in their last 2 games. Pedestrian non-cover at Washington. Very fortunate to push the final number on a late Jokic 3 in Indiana. Now you got to go to the Garden. Knicks on full rest will be turned up before the Nuggets return home for a national game in revenge of Philadelphia on Saturday afternoon. The Knicks did beat Denver twice last year, and the number is shorter than it was last year, with books telling us the Knicks are the spot and Denver is cratering down to an outright loss to end this trip. Buy the Knicks tonight, +1.5, and let's cash this ticket.
What's up, y'all? Junior Brown back once again on Thursday, January 25th for NBA Shot Clock with some leans. These are not official, so this video is going to be real quick. Thinking about getting involved in this Golden State money line. Don't really understand why Sacramento's a road favorite here. Sacramento has only won 1 of the last 5, 5-5 in the last 10. Team that doesn't defend against a Golden State team who are not a good basketball team, which is why it's just a lean, but who looked real good last night, seemed to find some continuity playing against little brother, because that's exactly who the Kings are to them. If you look at the splits, these teams haven't played since November, so I don't take too much from those games because they're just different teams today in January. But Golden State's shooting numbers are horrendous against Sacramento in the 3 games they've played, and they still have a 2-1 record against these guys. So I don't really understand this spread, and even the total of 242.5 seems too low. Last time these 2 teams played, game ended at 247, but these are just leans, y'all. So if you're interested, do your homework and get involved. Thank you for rocking with us, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bulls at Lakers, NBA Shot Clock. Thursday, January 25th, 2024. Best bet of the day. Chicago Bulls +5, 1 unit. This conversation opens with 28-year-old swingman Zach LaVine. He has put great quality on record for the Bulls. Not this year, and fortunately for the Bulls, he is not playing tonight and most likely being traded in coming days. Chicago this year without LaVine has been flat out excellent against the spread. 12-4-1 ATS, and even more specifically, 4-1-1 ATS coming off an outright loss. Guess where they are tonight? Off an outright loss at Phoenix on the 22nd, 115 to 113. Had a 23-point lead, gave it up. Give your flowers to Kevin Durant, but give your flowers to the Bulls for competing at this high level without Zach LaVine. Tonight's opponent, the Lakers, are purely in an awful calendar spot. The Lakers just played at the Clippers. Now they get a one-off home game out of conference against the Bulls before embarking on a 6-game road trip and a Saturday national game at the Warriors. The Lakers this year are 2-7 ATS in the first game at home off a previous road game, and they are 0-2 ATS in home one-offs. Furthermore, the Lakers are 1-6 ATS at home against the Eastern Conference, only cover a big number against Charlotte. These teams did play December 20th in Chicago. Chicago hammered the Lakers on that day, 124 to 108. The Lakers were favored by 5.5 on the road, only 5 here. Short number, suggesting a tight ball game inside of 5 points. Best bet of the day, NBA Shot Clock this Thursday. Buy the Bulls +5, and let's cash this ticket.